the Court of Common Pleas is now in session. The case of Mrs. Bessie Beanbag versus Lou Costello. The prisoner is charged with perforating Mrs. Beanbag's bucket.
Look, Mrs. Beanbag, why can't we drop this case? I didn't mean to shoot at you. Honest, I didn't. I'm a nice little fella. Why, I even leave my chewing gum under theater seats for other people. Please, Mrs. Beanbag.
Well, Costello, I'm willing to drop the whole case if you'll pay me 50 cents to get a new bucket.
Gee, you're a swell woman. Here's your 50 cents.
No, you don't, Costello.
Abbott, let me pay the 50 cents.
You'll do nothing of the kind.
I said her into this. Let me pay her.
I said no. Now, listen. If you give that woman that money, it shows you're guilty. We're going to fight this case. I've hired you a lawyer.
As a lawyer, I am dandy.
Hey, look. It's Kitzel.
Yes.
Hey, Abbott, now get this guy out of here. I'll get my Uncle Artie Stebbins to defend me. This Kitzel ain't no lawyer.
Now, just a second, Mr. Can't smell you.
Can't smell me.
Yeah.
Costello!
All right, well, I have you to know I happen to be one of the greatest legal minds in the world. In my first case, I defended Dreyfus.
Alfred Dreyfus of Devil's Island?
No, reckless Dreyfus from Coney Island.
Oh, now don't give that stuff, Kitzel. You don't look like a lawyer to me.
Oh, Pish-Pash, you don't look like a lawyer to me. And why don't I look like a lawyer to you?
You've got your hands in your own pockets.
I got my hands in my own pockets. What do you know? I'm broke.
Look, Abbott, please let me pay Mrs. Beanbag the 50 cents, and then I can get out of here.
Who over my debt habeas corpus, Mr. Castillo? You know, we can't lose this case. Just remember that old saying, a bird in the hand is work.
Go ahead.
There's more.
Everybody rise. Presenting His Honor, Judge Sam Quentin Leavenworth.
All right, bailiff. Bring in the first. Bring in the next. Bring in the whole case.
Your Honor, I am representing the defendant, Mr. Castoria.
Now it's Castoria.
Yes. Now, it seems that my client took a shot at a poor defenseless woman while she was picking oranges out of a tree. He knocked her to the ground, ruined her bucket, and did her great bodily injury. The defense rests.
Kitzel, wait a minute. Whose side are you on?
Quiet, Costello. Kitzel knows what he's doing.
You say that you know the judge and I are old friends. I call him Morris.
Well, Morris will give me the chair. Now, Abbott, will you please give Mrs. Beanbag the 50 cents?
Mr. Kitzel, you may proceed with your questioning.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Castellanets.
Now I'm a musician.
Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Your Honor, we plead insanity.
Kitzel, what's the idea?
Costello, he's taking advantage of the law. He's making use of the insanity clause.
But I don't believe in insanity clause. That's the way it's written.
The court finds the defendant, Lou Costello, guilty as charged. He will pay Mrs. Beanbag 50 cents or serve 30 days in jail.
Abbott, please let me give this woman her 50 cents.
Oh, no, you don't. No, sir, you know, because we're going to appeal this case to a higher court. Don't forget the words of that great poet, stone walls do not a prison make, nor iron bars a cage.
Yes, and don't forget the words of that other great poet, Tom Zizimus. He says 30 days has September, April, June, and Lou Costello.
Supreme Court is now in session. First case, Mrs. Beanbag versus Costello. Prisoner will step to the bar.
Costello, are the chains heavy?
Abbott, would you mind holding up this 500-pound ball? Why don't you please let me pay Mrs. Beanbag the 50 cents?
Your Honor, I would like to ask my client just one question.
Request granted.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Cantaloupe, Tell the jury, where were you on the afternoon of February 1st?
I was home.
Oh, you poor boy. You should have been with me. I had a wonderful time. You know I had 2 bottles of Sepning?
Seppening?
Yes.
What's seppening?
Nothing much. What's happening with you? The defense rests.
Alcatraz, here I come.
The court has considered the new evidence in this case. Prisoner Costello, when you fired your shotgun at Mrs. Beanbag, some of the buckshot lodged in the oranges. The woman's husband, Homer Beanbag, ate one of the oranges and died of lead poisoning. Therefore, Lou Costello, you are found guilty of murder in the 1st degree, and it is the sentence of this court that you shall spend the term of 99 years at hard labor. Costello, do you have any last request to make before I send you away?
Yes, sir. Don't fence me in.